All right, let's work on this a little bit more. Okay. Let's make sure we're seeing here. Let me do this a little bit. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and work on our face. Is going to kind of come forward, but we're going to get our eyes working here. And let's come here and our eyes are going to kind of be looking like this, in other words. Okay. Kind of cutting like that. In other words, our eyes are going to be big. So we're going to kind of spread them back a little bit. We're going to bring them back. What I'm saying is we're going to bring them kind of back like this. Just kind of like that, in other words. And we're going to come back here and separate them. Actually, the eyes are going to be round, of course, and let's go ahead and take the saw marks off back here. And we're going to cut them also back here a little bit. We want them to kind of stand out. Okay, and we of course are going to separate them. Now in this area the wood is going to be a little bit tough, so you're going to have to kind of really make sure your knife is sharp, and you're going to have to kind of, that area in there is just kind of let's come forward with this a little bit more, will you? Kind of come forward. Just like that. See that? Okay. And we're going to separate those eyes some more. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to start actually bringing these eyes, they're not going to be square, they're going to be and they're going to be a lot flatter. Let's put it that way. These eyes, of course, right now are too thick. Now what we can do is we can actually take it off from the front here, where we bring them back even more. Whoop. A little bit too thick I took off there. Sometimes when you take it off too thick, there we go. Just kind of push that forward. Kind of come forward with that. Okay, I don't want to do that. Well, let's just go ahead and cut it. See how we're doing now? We're going to make them thinner. Okay. Okay. I'm outside, so if you hear this cars going by and stuff, that's just me out here. And look, see the way I'm doing the eyes here? I'm making them this kind of round shape like this, where they stand out. All right, we're getting there. Bring this forward. We want to bring this to kind of a, well, that kind of changed on me there. There we go. See how that coils up though there? In fact, I'm going to just kind of make this a little bit higher. Where it coils up a little bit. There we go. See how that kind of comes more in there. There we go. See how that is. Thinning up that tail just a little bit more, especially in this area. I've got to get this thinned up. I want to be very, very careful in there. Take that out, that I don't break it. And I want to, whew, see what I say? That I didn't break off much, but see how thin that is? When you get in that thin, you want to be careful and be real, real careful that you don't take off too much at one time, and just use the tip of the knife. In fact, that looks good. That looks real good. And it broke really well. It broke in my favor. That's what we used to call it, broke in my favor. There we go. Now the tail's starting to look. See how that's looking? It broke in my favor, as they call it. In other words, it broke the way I would have wanted it. See how that kind of, as I flatten this out in here, how it kind of sticks out now? like it's coming out from below here. Okay, very, very good. Looking very good. Okay, we're gonna kind of, now this area changes. This area changes. I'm gonna kind of do this. This area really changes. Grain in here, so we want to be careful. Kind of make it look like that in a ways. Let's go the back here and kind of settle this back in here. We want to get this kind of situated. We want to come to a point here. And then we want to come up here and let's kind of decorate, not decorate, but let's kind of get the saw marks off in these areas. A lot of times when I go in those areas, I'm trying to get the saw marks off where I can kind of get this where it kind of comes up like this. See, just kind of like that, where it kind of comes up. Because what we're going to do, we're going to draw a mouth, kind of comes up here like this, in other words, and down here like this. Okay. Okay, let's do that now. Let's we want to be real careful. We want to be real careful along here. Kind of do it like that. See where it has the little lip up here? And the same thing over here. You want to cut underneath here where you get the little lip, see? By cutting up underneath, you get that little lip that you want right there. Okay? A little lip right in there, see? But you gotta be careful. You don't want to see it. Get that little lip in there, in other words. Okay. Now let's get these eyes kind of down the way we want them, where they're pretty much, this one's a little bit too big. It's going to have to come. See? We want to get them kind of, there we go. There we are. Get them kind of even with one another. Let's take this down here like that. And let's kind of just come back here and get this situated right back here. Now let's go ahead and do some more of our, get this even rounder or more defined, as we say. And it's just by going back again and doing it again, in other words. Deeper, by doing it, cutting deeper, it makes the coal more defined, makes it look better. See, by doing that, see, then the coiling looks more round, in other words, when we do it much deeper. And right in here, see? by making that deeper in there. See how it gives it that much more defined look. In fact, that can come just like that.